Of approved agenda. On the meeting agenda for tonight, we have under communications and announcements. Item A is District Health Department number 10, future monitoring results. Item B is a letter of resignation dated September 4th this year from Cody McCullough. Item C is a copy of a letter to Energy from Kelly Arnold, Executive Secretary of State Tax Commission, regarding water pollution tax exemption certificate. And that letter is dated 9/3/13. And a letter dated, item D, a letter dated September 12th from Dave Richards of Vanderwall, Sprout, and Richards regarding the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act requirements. Under department and committee reports, we have some additions and changes, addendums to put in. Item A is the water department report. First of all, a wage trim monthly report, and secondly, a consideration of approval of the wage trim contract renewal for a period of 3 years, commencing on October 1st, 2013. And there is a revision to the contract that is in your packets. And when we get to that point, I can highlight those revisions for you. Item B is Fire Department report. Item C, Office of the Zoning Administrator report. D is the Planning Commission. And there we have to consider approval of the 2014 to 2019 capital improvement plan synopsis dated September 17th, presented by the Planning Commission. Item E is Building and Grounds Committee, and again, we have an addendum there. Item 1 is consideration of approval of a recommendation by the Building and Grounds Committee to accept the quote from Gilmore Sign Studios dated September 3rd for purchase and installation of cast aluminum sign letters for the stone wall at Lagoon Creek Park at a cost of $1,994.98. Item 2 is consideration of approval of a recommendation by the Building and Grounds Committee to reimburse John Hayner $160 for use of his personal lawn tractor during the weeks the Township tractor was being repaired, and that totaled 16 hours of use of his personal lawn tractor. Item 3 is consideration of bids for the installation of a new mop sink and outdoor faucet at the Filer Township Rec Center. And then the addendum is item 4, a bid from Yates Chevrolet for steps on the Township pickup truck. And I believe all of you have a copy of that bid in your packet. Is that correct? Okay. Item F, PEG Commission report, and G, the sewer report. Under unfinished business, we have item A, an update on pricing for screen printed or embroidered Township logo shirts and sweatshirts from Sports Inc. Under new business, item A, consideration of approval of a recommendation from Berman Flower Insurance Group to add a second signer to the Filer Township John Hancock Group pension plan. Item B is consideration of approval of a request from the Manistee Recreation Association for financial support in the amount of $10,405 for a 1-year contract period of April 1st, 2013 through March 31st of 2014. Item C is consideration of approval to draft a letter from Filer Township to the Michigan Department of Transportation expressing opposition to the opening of US 31-2 ORVs on its own initiative within Filer Township up until January 1st of 2015.
Want to do the consent agenda first?
Yeah, that's the meeting agenda. And
I'll make the motion to accept it.
okay, motion to accept the meeting agenda. Second. Any discussion or questions? Okay, motion by Cruz, second by Scarra to accept the meeting agenda. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Consideration of approval of the consent agenda. Again, we have an addendum there under A. Item A, we have the minutes of the regular board meeting held September 3rd. Item B is minutes of the closed session meeting held on September 3rd. Item C is the financial report. Item D is approval of the Township General Fund expenditures. Accounts payable totaling $32,770.53. Item E is approval of the water department expenditures totaling $17,757.25. Item F, approval for planners, fire chief, board members, and zoning administrator to attend the Michigan State University Extension Seminar titled Addressing Wildfire Hazards Through Zoning on October 17th at the Manistee City Hall at no charge. Item G is approval for planners, board members, and zoning board of appeals members to attend the Northwest Michigan Council of Governments Leadership Through Effective Meeting Parliamentary Procedures Seminar on October 9th at Manistee City Hall at a cost of $55 each. And then addendum, we have items H, I, and J. Item H is consideration of approval of payroll checks 3567 through 3605 for a total of $15,943.36. Item I, consideration of approval of payable checks 3606 through 3609 for a total amount of $1,275.10. And item J is approval for board members to attend the Manistee Municipal Law Seminar presented by Michael Myers, Beckett, and Jones on October 16th at Manistee National Golf Resort at no charge. And I would like to add under the minutes, I would like to just add a note that concerning the Hemper Lane discussion, there's nothing in our minutes from the last meeting concerning that, and that took up quite a bit of our time that night, and I think it should be noted in there to some extent that
there was no action.
There was no action, but just a note that questions were raised and pretty much answered, I guess, addressed, but the fact that we could discuss that at some length. And then also I would like added in, I guess that would, I'm not sure it would be best added into the minutes, but, and I know, Shirley, I gave you a letter from Pine Ridge President Nancy Goodwin concerning the survey they have done. I just would like that entered that was presented at the last meeting.
It was presented before the last meeting, and I think it was in the minutes from months ago.
Well, let's check and see what's in there, because I know I brought it up at the last meeting, brought the letter up and spoke to that. They asked to have it made as a record in meeting minutes, so,
We can't check it from here.
right, we can check it, but I would like those two things added, once we get it. Anything else on the consent agenda? Then I would entertain a motion to approve.
I so move. Support.
Motion by Cruz, support by Chinsky to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, under our communications and announcements, we have, I guess we don't have to take action on anything there, do we? we need to take action on. No. So, public comment. Any public comment this time? Okay, now moving on to department and committee reports. You have the Wade Trim monthly report in your packets. Any questions or concerns on that report? Okay, then moving to item 2, the consideration of approval of the wage trim contract renewal for period of 3 years commencing October 1st, 2013. The copy that you have in your packet was reviewed by our attorney, Richard Wilson, and there are 4 suggested corrections that need to be made in that. And the first one would be on page 2, which is just a correction, a date correction.
Whereabouts?
Page 2 at the top, it says, "This agreement is made and entered into this first day of August 2007 needs to be changed." It is changed in the revised copy that you have. First day of October 2013. And everybody has a revised one, right? Okay, so that was one change. Another change occurred on page 11. And there is a sentence that reads, the original in your packet, under C.1.2, the second sentence there says a formal safety program must be implemented by September 1st, 2007, and all portions of that program shall be adhered to. That sentence is deleted in the revised contract.
Where are you, Gary?
Page 11.
I'm on 11.
If you had a revised one.
No, I don't have revised.
It's not on there now here. Yeah.
Oh, it is revised.
Okay, so you don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
Mine's all
That's a
right.
good one.
Yeah, I'm just referring what was initially in our packets, what you got in your packets, there were 4 changes made to that. On page 15, the prices are okay as they are. There was a question whether or not there was going to be any change in those, and there is no change. And then on Appendix B, it's just an address update. The old address has been changed to 25251 North Line Road, P.O. Box 10, Taylor, Michigan 48180. I think the old contract had an address in the home. Okay? So, we need to consider approving this contract renewal for a period of 3 years.
I so moved.
Motion by Cruz, second by Jaczynski to approve the revised contract with Wade Trim. Any discussion, questions?
You've had good reports.
They seem like they have a problem or a question or anything.
So, are we ready? Shirley, will you call the roll, please?
Walker,
Yes.
Hall, yes. Scarra,
Yes.
Kinsky, Malinowski,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
Okay, moving to item B, fire department report. Ron?
Okay, last month of September, we had 29 calls for service, 21 of those were medical. We had 3 car accidents, 2 structure fires with the city, 2 false alarms, and 1 industrial fire at PTA. We've taken delivery of our 2014 F-250 brush truck. It's not complete. We're waiting for a brush car to come in, and then Madison Ford will be installing that. If you remember correctly, we received a grant from the Revenue Sharing Board for that. And then we'll need to put emergency lights on. We have added 3 people to our violence and support team that works with law enforcement. I'll bring that up to 6. As soon as we have those trained, we will be going back down to 5 people in that unit. We'll also be having our annual Halloween parade on Halloween, and it will start between 5 and 5:15 as soon as everyone is lined up. We're also looking at we are not going to have a hayride this year. It's become too large and unwieldy and requires too many staff members to keep it under control, and we had concerns with safety. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a Halloween party more or less at the fire station the weekend before on Friday night. Yeah, I believe the 26th, in place of the hayride. And also we have a new applicant for medical unit, Danielle Doolittle. Danielle lives on 7th Street in the city. She is trained EMT, so we're not going to be required to send her to any classes. So she will be ready to go once we have her background checks completed and the rest of her physical. So I'd like the board's wish to add her to the roster.
Okay, and Ron, I know at the last board meeting, we tabled one of the items you had wished to address with gun tools. We tabled that.
Whenever the board wishes to address that, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah, well, and I know right now there's not going to be any requests for filling of pools, but I did speak with Richard about that, and that is not allowed because it's bonded money, water money, and so he said we can't do that.
Okay.
And I wasn't aware that it was still going on. I thought that had been addressed like about 5 years ago.
It had been brought up several occasions. The board has never actually directed us not to do it. It was discussed, but no action was ever taken.
Well, I know at a board meeting I raised that question, and I don't remember if it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or what, and I was under the assumption that it was going to be eliminated because of the fact that it's public
Well,
property.
I guess, and that's fine. If that's what the board wants to do, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
No, I just don't see where we have a choice in it.
Did he say anything about allowing it to charge?
Yeah, what have we charged for?
Yeah, we just can't,
We can't give the water.
we can't give the water away.
It's going to cost us more money to charge for it than it is that we're going to collect. The average school levy bill we're going to collect about $6.
Well, it
And
would
by the
be,
time we get done going through the process of having Lynn bill them
only
$6,
$6.
we are not collecting cash money.
No, the other townships that do it, when Ruth brought this up at the treasurer's meeting one month, when they met, and it was not $6. Some of them were up to a couple $100.
They would
Really?
take donations of $100 to $200. And there, in one instance, all the people could afford to pay was $50, so they took it. But they said usually they get $100 or $200 donation to do that.
And did those donations cover the cost of the water or more than cover the
Well,
cost of
it's
the
more
water?
than the water, because like you said, the water is
Yeah.
probably $6, but you're using your truck, you're
Right.
using your people
Right.
to do this. So this is.
Well, and from what I understand, your people aren't paid
They're not.
to do this. They're doing it free of charge.
Right, there's no pay.
Yeah.
Well, the truck is still being used.
Right, the truck is being used. I guess, my notion has always been that the people need to be charged for the water, even if it's $5 or $6. It's not the dollar amount, it's the principle of the whole thing. And I guess the other thing is, that they get charged first, and then if we do have to drain a pool because of a fire or something, then we fill it at no charge. And I don't have a problem with that, and like I said, when I discussed it with Richard, that was kind of,
Right.
kind of the road that he felt we should take also. And I guess, maybe we can talk after the meeting, Ron, because, the other thing would be accountability in terms of whose pools have been filled, a record of it, so that if something were to happen, you weren't there, and somebody, there was a fire near somebody's moment, and their pool was drained, and they said, we've paid for that water already once. Maybe they hadn't, you know what I'm saying? But we can talk about that after, because I'd like to talk to you just a little bit after too about the Halloween program that you're putting on, and the dinner Sunday, the American Commission dinner.
Could I get with you tomorrow about that? I have another appointment.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, yeah. Why don't I give you a call tomorrow?
Okay, I'll be available, just can call, I'll come over.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. All right.
The only thing then we have is, Daniel Doolittle.
Okay, she would be EMT,
She's an EMT.
that's it. That would be her title.
We do little,
Yes.
you remember Doolittle's? Oh, yeah.
Jimmy? I don't think they're relevant.
Right.
I make a motion to go ahead.
Support.
Make sure that the background check goes.
Oh, yes, everything is done.
Subject to background check and physical, yet.
We're working on changing Dr. Anhall was our doctor, and he moved to Arcadia. So I'm working now on setting something up with Crystal Lake Clinic right at the Township. And that'll be much more convenient for us and convenient for staff.
Okay, I'm second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Cruz, second by Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, second by Ball, second by Williams, third by Ball, to add Danielle Doolittle to the fire department for Gloucester as an EMT, subject to background check and physical. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Okay. Item C, the Office of Zoning Administrator. A little bit of activity for September. Item D, Planning Commission. There we have to consider approval of the 2014-2015 5-year capital improvement plan presented by the Planning Commission.
Yeah, you should probably look at the one. That one.
It is getting old.
It's costing us,
We
yeah.
did talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's listed here.
Yeah, that's listed.
Just that I think that would be,
Something that we need to look at early on in this 5-year plan. Is that what you're saying, Lee?
that's what I would think.
Yeah. I know John spoke with me today about having to replace the belt on it.
How much grass are we actually cutting that we need?
Let's see, the field across from my house.
We cut quite a bit. We cut around here, we cut in Pioneer City, we cut over Hearts,
Cut on
and then that
24th
Y in the road
and
there on 24th Street.
And then if you look across from my house on 24th Street where the ball diamond used to be,
Yeah.
the water
That's a
district.
big field there.
That's a big field, I know.
And then we cut out by the Red Apple Water Tower. We cut at Sunling, which is a pretty good chunk. And then occasionally a little bit of cutting at Magoon, but usually that's, mostly it's weedwood, but he's cut it once there this summertime where.
I guess the reason I'm saying that is because I bought a 25 horse cutting, for $2,000. And if we buy that type of unit, we could buy a lot of them over years.
Well, I said we don't have to have $6,000 to $8,000.
Yeah. I think, that this one is a John Deere, and those run up in that price range. Certainly you can get other models, other makes,
John Deere gave you a discount.
less expensive. John Deere's hold up well, but
Yeah.
so do.
I think we got $1,000 off on this one. We bought it.
But you could look at other,
Well, you cut more grass, really, with what kind of more do you call it? An open front, they cut twice the grass that the riding mower do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ones with the wheels and the
Yeah.
controls behind you.
They can double what the
Yeah,
riding.
those you can cut a lot of grass with, but those are really pricey.
they're pretty pricey.
Yeah, they're very pricey.
But if we're cutting Lagoon Creek too, we gotta look out for trailering out there, getting it out there without having to drive it. So it's gotta be something that's on a trailer.
Yeah.
Do we have a trailer now?
Yeah, we have a trailer, and John hauls the lawn tractor on the
So
trailer.
whatever we just gotta fit the trailer.
Yeah, and anything we would get the size that we need for the amount of work that we do with it,
But a 21.
easily fit that trailer.
21.
Because I know one day I went out there, we got it running. I said, there you go, John.
It starts hard.
Back to cutting, John, I said.
It does start hard. Any other comments on the capital improvement?
I guess Eagle Hill Monte Road, I don't even know why we're on that, that's that little two-track that's going.
That is something that's been on the road commission's plan for a long time. This kind of mirrors what their plan was.
Is that the one that goes by Ford Drive?
Right.
That's
It's one of the
basically a private drive.
very few unpaved roads yet in the township. That's why it's on there.
Okay, but I guess our intent is not to do anything to it.
Well, with the price of everything, it's certainly not probably going to happen in the near future.
Now the 3.3 miles Salt County line, there are some residents down there.
What's that? Yeah.
That's by the golf course, by the mansion.
Or the back.
I guess the priority to me would be finish Wildwood, which has more houses on it.
Huge more.
If we got
Need a motion.
The,
We're going to approve this.
yeah, before we do that, the water department, I know that generator for well house 4 is on there again. And that's something I think we really have to take a serious look at in terms of protecting our water system, having it available in an emergency situation.
Where did I see that?
On the last page.
No, the cost of that.
Last page.
Well, that's
Well, the 2 and 3 or?
$40,000.
Oh, yeah.
No, one.
Page 3.
Oh, back of 40 grand. Yeah, I see that when you look.
And the other thing, that reliability study too, I think is something we have to start really taking a serious look at. I know when I met with Scott Conradson back in, say, May or June, he was really pushing that. And of course, there's a number of other things that he's really pushing, some of which, I'm talking with Mark Howard, that's all we can do is push, but there's no nothing to back them that requires us to do some of these things. But there are some things that we, with the age of our system, I think we need to start taking a look at budgeting so that we have some funds available in emergencies. If we have a break in the main somewhere or things like that, that we can
If
deal
we don't
with.
do some of this, DEQ won't let us put any other line, bigger lines and stuff.
Well, there are some things that we are going to be required to do. And of course, one of them has been that turning of the valves between the city and the township on Maywood. And that's, talking with Mark, that's a real nightmare situation. And, they have talked with Mr. Conradson about waiving that requirement if we were to get a generator at Wellhouse 4, and I don't think they've gotten a yes answer on that yet.
But I think if we had all those 4 done,
Yeah,
you might look at,
yeah. So at any rate, I'm just saying, I think down the road, within the next year, maybe we need to start looking seriously at reliability study and developing some sort of a budget with some emergency funds.
I think they're gonna have to set some aside somewhere.
I mean, I look at the breaks that we've had in the mains just in the last 2 years. There have been a number of them. We've been pretty fortunate, I think, with most of them. It didn't cost us a great deal to take care of.
And we got some of them repaired, all of them.
Right. Anything else that anyone has on the 5-year capital improvement plan?
I think the 40,000, little steep generator.
For a generator?
Yeah, we don't have to have such a big generator for that one well.
Well, I've talked with Charlie about it and with Mark about it, and I looked in
Book.
the book out there, and there are some less expensive, but the first thing we have to do is get an engineer in there that knows,
What's it what?
what it's going to require, what's going to be needed to address any emergency situation, and then go from there. But yeah, I saw some pretty substantial generator units for less than 40,000. This 40,000, I think, is carried over from the last time.
Well, we just got
40,000.
on there.
And I think Charlie told me at that time they had a figure on one generator, which was a couple of years. The bid he got was a couple of years old, and that was 38,000. So that's probably worth 40,000.
I think they just added a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should accept this.
Is that a motion, Dean?
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Cruz, second by Capura to approve the capital improvement plan analysis proposed by the planning commission. Any other discussion? Shirley, you want to call the roll on that, please?
Cruz?
Yes.
Kalinowski?
Yes.
Paul? Yes. Williams?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Kuczynski?
Yes.
Scarrow? Yes.
Item E, from the Building and Grounds Committee. Item number 1 is consideration of approval of recommendation by the Building and Grounds Committee to accept the quote from Amor Sign Studios for the purchase and installation of gas aluminum sign letters for stone walls of Green Creek Park at a cost of $1,994.88. And those letters basically are the same style letter, the same material as the ones on the wall at Sunland Park. And he can do those once they come in. The weather really isn't a factor. He said he can do those in cold weather. So, but it would be nice to get it taken care of. We saw. It's kind of hard to tell on this drawing in your package. I saw the color print of this, and it really looks nice. As you know, like the one at Sunland Park.
I make the motion that we do that, so we match.
Second.
Motion by Cruz, second by Kalinowski to approve the quote from Amor Sign Studios for the purchase and installation of letters at Green Creek Park at a cost of $1,994.98. Any discussion? Sherry, would you call the roll, please?
Krasinski,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Paul, yes, Garrett,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay, item 2, consideration of approval of a recommendation by the Building and Grounds Committee to reimburse John Hayner $160 for the use of his personal lawn tractor during the weeks the township tractor was being repaired. And, we asked John how many hours he had in with his lawn tractor, and he said 16 hours. That resulted from a broken belt, which he didn't have in stock in the garage, and had to order it, and when it was sent, they sent the wrong belt. It took about 10 days to get the belt, and then had to be reordered. So there was a period of time there that he was using his own lawn tractor. And he has purchased an extra belt to have in stock, so yeah, we don't have to deal with that again.
I'll make a motion we reimburse them.
And I'll second that motion. Motion by Kaczynski, second by Walker to approve the recommendation by the Building and Grounds Committee to reimburse John Hayner in the amount of $160 for the use of his personal lawn tractor. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 3, consideration of bids for the installation of a new mop sink and outdoor faucet at the Fire Township Rec Center. And in your package, you have 2 bids, one from Anderson Heating and Cooling and one from Hogan. Anderson Heating and Cooling's bid is in the amount of $780 for the installation of a utility tub, wall-hung wash tub with a laundry faucet, and then installation of an outdoor faucet on the east side of the rec center. And I believe Hogan's and Anderson's bid is in the amount of $780. Hogan's bid in the amount of $920, I believe includes the same, a utility sink and faucet. And Ed, does that include an outdoor faucet?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Is there anything you want to bring up on those 2 bids?
One's cheaper.
Yep. Yep.
Anderson doesn't indicate the supply stop on his bid?
The what?
It doesn't indicate that he's gonna put a supply stop on his bid?
I see where Hogan is using PEX, is Anderson going to use PEX or plastic or galvanized, but
I think it's plastic with the Anderson.
well, PEX is plastic and so is,
Yeah.
Hogan's is using plastic, PEX line, right?
Yeah.
that was what I'm saying.
Yeah, Hogan's is a little more detailed.
John, even that. Okay, I'm trying to get the list for this meeting.
John Hogan?
Huh?
John Hogan, you did that bid?
Or the boys?
Anderson, they both gave me a bid,
Yeah.
but when I was mentioning that I wasn't getting no bids, and then all of a sudden I got two of them just like that. These people don't answer you real nice. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
What's your preference, Deb? What's your preference?
Anderson.
Is that your motion then?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Williams, second by Skira to accept the bid from Anderson Heating and Plumbing in the amount of $780 for the installation of a new mop sink and an outdoor faucet at the Tyler Rec Center.
I'm very happy to put this in.
Yeah, we needed it for a long time. Any other discussion or
They
questions?
should put your mouth in it.
What?
No.
And that was happening, I'm afraid.
Well, I think some people did that. We told them we were just fill the bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's hard to fill that bucket too,
Yeah.
the way it is, you know. Shirley, would you call the roll, please?
Williams,
Yes.
Kalinowski,
Yes.
Paul, yes. Ruth,
Yes.
Carol, yes. Walker,
Yes.
Kuczynski.
Yes.
Okay, then item 4, we have a bid from Chevrolet. To add 2 style steps to the truck, the Township truck, and they quoted a cost of $334 for the 2 style steps, and flat steps at $554.
This note on the back, it says, "Be advised, flat back 6-inch, 180, add additional, what's the additional?"
Yes, the difference is the black tube is $180 more.
The tubes are 180 more.
Huh?
No, flats are 180.
The flats are safer.
Yeah. But the tube is higher.
Tube is higher.
You mean the tube is higher on the,
Don't know the price.
oh, higher, I thought the tube was the lower.
Yeah.
It says tube style steps quoted at 3.
Yeah,
They're low.
the tube is lower.
Huh?
The tube style
Well,
is
they're not
lower,
low, but
Lower
they're
in price.
less
Yeah.
lower.
but they're not as safe as the flat
Right.
style. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen people slip on those.
I don't have any experience with either one, so.
But some of them, though, you'd have to know, because some of them are rounded up and there's a flat on
There's a little
top.
spot.
Yeah, there's a flat spot.
There's gotta be a flat spot on top.
With some kind of a.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I think the round ones, get rid of the garbage rather than a flat one, where the sand would stay on it.
Yeah, it says right here.
Would maybe water freeze on it more easily on the flat one
And
than.
I make a motion, we get the tube style one for 374.
Because I think they're flat on top.
I'll second that motion.
You're gonna go with the tube?
Yep.
But there's a flat part on the tubes.
I'm the one that has trouble getting in vehicles. Well, go ahead if you want, whatever you want.
Well, if there's a flat, if it has a flat surface on it, if it's got a grip, some sort of a grip surface on it, like I've seen on some of them, like Tom said, it's gonna shed the debris probably better than the flat, like sand in there, but I'm thinking like freezing weather, water collecting on the flat ones and freezing.
It holds a lot
slippery.
of sand.
I don't know. I know you and I gotta take a ride in that truck next week, Bottoms, but they probably won't be installed by then.
And I mean, if we pass it and it's not what you think we should have, if it doesn't have a flat spot,
Then
we can regroup and go from there.
Well, then they got to order them, they ain't gonna get two sets of,
Well, you want to just wait for a month and then research it more?
let's do that. Because then,
You would.
there's something wrong with Bob Yates done for me on this quote that he gave me.
Okay,
So let's just hold off for a moment.
okay. Okay, so we'll table that to the next one.
Because the guy wasn't there, and Bob done it in a hurry, I said, I need a quote right now. And he said, okay, I'll get it ready for you, and he passed it over. But
Okay.
that don't sound like a deal that we started out with.
get your cement block.
Well, guess what Henry, John does now, when I go for a ride with him, he brings a little step ladder. Step, but it works.
But that's not real safe either.
No.
No, it's not. But I'm sitting in the parking lot, I see people come up to the store, and usually they run all around and put a little step stool or a little ladder for somebody to get up or down.
I got a kick on my motorhome. I said, she's got to grab one head and slip and.
All right, that's,
So John, you wanna withdraw your motion?
Yes, I will.
okay.
Down in a second, and we'll table that till the November meeting.
What else do we have?
That's all I have for building and grounds on my agenda.
Well, I've got the coverage orders for the air conditioners.
Okay, you did what she's on.
They were gonna stop and, they know the size of these two,
Okay.
but the one that is a prisoner for the rec center. It's not all safe with a cover. People have told me this with an air conditioner. If they accidentally put that on,
Oh, yeah,
they could burn it out.
yeah,
Oh, sure.
yeah.
So,
You want to
we'll have to
make sure that one,
well, I think we should disable the air conditioning part.
I always pull the piece.
yeah, probably would be a
Well,
good idea to do
Yeah,
that.
we need the same unit for, we can stop the air conditioning. But you use the same unit for heating and cooling.
How far are we burning that underground?
What's that?
This line that we're yes.
Well, we ain't got to that yet.
No, I understand it, but I'm looking at this bill here and it says, with new underground gas line, do you have any idea how many feet we're running?
No,
Well, how can they give us the bill at $800?
but this is good.
That's a bid.
That's a bit.
And
It's not a bit.
yeah, we're gonna look at getting some other bids.
I thought it was just, the way this worked, the guy come in and he said, well, we're ready to go to work. And then I said, well, what are you talking about? And then he said, well, I'm just one. And the way this all started, I was with the top line, he was telling me, when he started and some of the other work that we got together on the surface for out by the pit in the well house. Then he said, we're gonna need a plumber. And I said, well, you didn't put that in the bid? And he says, no. But he says, who do you want for a plumber? And I says, well, gee, that ain't gonna cost much. I said, being your customer workers, and he says, they worked with these people before. In fact, I see one of their trailers at Boxford, that covered trailer on the end of that parking lot. Did you see that?
No.
For Tondo, I mean.
Oh, John, do?
Yeah,
Sure.
they're working there, but anyway, he said, well, these people, they're out of Travis, and they work with us all the time. Well, I said, if it's only a little minor detail, get them. Gee, and the guy come and he says, well, this might even run $1,000. I'm gonna drop right there, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, we need to get another bid or two, and we need to
Yeah.
find out exactly what needs to be done then. And-
Right, he's got on there, he got a T in the line, and then bury a gas line, right?
Right, yeah. Connect to the main line and Barry, I was just curious.
Because when you and I went looking at one of them generators, remember, Terry?
Mhm.
They said they may have to change the whole metering system.
Yeah.
And so that's just a little ways back here, we'll wait on that, right?
Yeah, we'll wait on that. But we
In
need
another
to do
day.
something soon so that we can
Well,
get,
definitely.
so top line.
And they're
can go
probably
forward.
getting ready to go.
Right, so we get that generator.
What else have we got in building grounds?
That's it.
You sure?
No.
Seems like we were busier than that. Oh, here's another thing. We've had trouble with them dumpsters for, I don't know, for years. But are we interested in somebody building us a platform between the two dumpsters?
Well,
No.
I think.
Remember what, can I
Go ahead,
just
sure,
speak?
yeah.
Remember when we did this some
Yeah.
years ago, they said always stick with manufactured steps.
Right.
If you have somebody build it, that's where you get into the possibility of liability.
We were gonna have a heavy duty wooden one built back then, and they said, no, go to
And we
manufacturer.
can't buy nothing what we want.
Well, remember last building and grounds when we talked about the steps that have that fiberglass grip? And we were gonna pursue that. So
I did, but I need some more work done.
Well, and that's something I think now, we don't need to look at doing anything with it. But we got the leaf collection coming
Yeah.
up, people will be using it, but, really probably another month and a half of those
Will be done.
dumpsters will be done until spring. And I think we need to,
But you know, I went through that when we bought the trailer. And right away, everyone, be careful. I was buying this from a private owner. Guess what? When I went back up the trailer, I had to sign a slip that there will be no lawsuit against this company.
Yeah.
And he said, this thing is stuck up in court for me more than once with the trailer. He said, when I got sued. And which, I was satisfied with the trailer. But he said, I need it every time. And because we were gonna have some private individual. And he said, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well,
We used to build them at the school until Traverse City got sued.
yeah, the liability issue, we don't wanna go there.
As soon as Traverse City got sued, guy called me on the trailer, we went through that.
Okay, so we'll research that some more in building grounds then.
What's that?
Okay with you, the steps.
Yeah.
Are these steps?
They're too small.
It's just that they're too small. No,
Well,
too small.
they're extremely steep. It'd be real simple to fall going.
Especially for 10 years.
Yeah, and I've been using it for a long time, and every time I go up and down, I grab that rail because I'm afraid I'm gonna fall. And the rails are bent in.
Yeah.
We had some of those
The wheels are shot, you can't move it.
It's a piece of junk now.
Yeah, they're,
Well, it's 10 years, we've got shot 10 years service out of it, I guess.
yeah.
It's fine.
Somebody's gotta make something for us because we can't build it ourselves.
Okay, we'll come back to the board with something from building and grounds in the
If
future.
you find out one that has a license from the state and everything to build it, you could probably do it better. But you'd have to find somebody that holds it.
In fact, that isn't even an outdoor unit.
And I would like to get rid of that too.
Those steps aren't?
No. It's in the catalog and it's an in-house
I like to.
portable steps is what it
I
says.
guess what they're probably looking at is something similar to what these docks are, when they load and bolt around that. If you could have a ramp from that, some sort to walk up. I'll take it away with it. I'm happy.
They built
We
it.
talk about the ferry.
Like a ramp that they use at the boat launch.
Oh, okay.
There's no step on there.
It's like a platform, really.
You get away with that without lawsuits, so.
Yeah, I'd like to.
The steps should be
We could deal with.
7-Eleven.
I said, I'm gonna leave over there.
You know,
Be nice to get all that out of there, really.
Yeah, would,
7-foot rise and 11-foot.
Because, if one of us had to be there for a day, for a couple hours, and
should look into too.
What's that?
Trying to hook up with the city on leaf and grass. You know, I don't know if it's possible or not. It would be a little bit,
Because they kind of need us for that too.
yeah, well, it would be an inconvenience, so they have to go over the north side, you know, for our township residents, but, if we can do it cost effectively and safer,
That's what I'm saying.
we can explore that. Okay, let's move on to item F, Peg Commission.
Well, we're in negotiations, trying to get the county to let us fill in. So I don't know how that worked out yet, so haven't had our meeting yet. Because they're still voting on a lot of stuff. But it'd be nice to have, so everybody could watch the commissioners at work.
Okay, sewer project, we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday morning at 10 o'clock with the ad hoc committee to kind of bring everybody up to date and up to speed on the action taken by the DEA board to do the search that you've, I'm sure, heard about for a lost the term from my mind.
Project manager.
Not manager, consultant.
Independent.
It would be a person who has experience dealing with the DEQ, dealing with sewer projects, familiar with engineering, would have no ties or connections to the township or the city or the current engineering firm. It would be independent, that would assess. They would assess our current plans to see if they are, if it's going to be adequate for the township in the future, or if it's more than adequate, overkill. Assess the cost, look at the potential of the township building their own, what the cost of that would be, whether that's feasible, and then give us an evaluation. The request for qualifications has gone out. We set up a meeting for Monday morning with that company, and so that's kind of where we're at right now with that. And the deadline for accepting applications is the 11th of this month, and Tim Urban will be involved in that along with the people from the ad hoc committee. We'll take a real short period of time to evaluate the applications we get, and then we'll have a committee screen those applications and then set up some interviews and try to get all that done before the end of October so that we can go to work. And I guess that's all I have to report right now on that. And I don't think we had anything else added. Okay, under unfinished business, the only item is the update on pricing for screen printed or embroidered township logo shirts and sweatshirts from Sports Inc. I did, and I've got a couple of catalogs in my office that I brought from Sharon out of Sports Inc. The cost of setting up the silk screen would be $80 because of the 4 colors that we reported last time, and then to get the digitized embroidery is a one-time cost of $30. The difference between the two is that with the embroidery, you know, I could go in tomorrow and pick out a shirt, pay for it. They would embroider it. I pay for that. Sure, we can go in the next day and get one where if we did the silk screen, it's got to be a bulk thing. We'd have to hold off on getting until we got a size of order. You know, we had 15, 20 people that wanted something between all the township committees and boards and so forth, and do it at one time. So I did have Wayne from Amor fax over our logo that we have on the truck. Sharon told me it would be, she said it would be a cost of about $5 to $6 per shirt for the embroidery. But she said she couldn't give me a hard figure on that until she saw the design and she would know the stitch count and all that sort of thing. So I told her if it's going to be anything drastically different than the $5 or $6 per shirt, call me and let me know. And I haven't heard from her. So that's going to be the approximate cost per shirt for the embroidery of our logo on the shirt. She happened to be wearing a shirt at the time with her logo on it, and it was, you know, if it was bigger than what I thought it would be, it was probably about that big. It was easy to read. It was attractive. The shirts, you know, you would have to, everybody would just have to go out and pick out what they wanted individually. She has polos running from $10 to $20, varying in fabric. You know, the one that she suggested was a $20 shirt. It was a nicer fabric. It wasn't, you know, all cotton like a t-shirt. She said, "Oh, everything is pre-shrunk." And then she showed me some other shirts, and those were the like the Under Armour shirts. I don't know, I forget what you call this material, but you know, breathable. Those were $30 a shirt. Those were very nice. And she said they could do the embroidery work on those as well. Like I said before, my thought was, you know, we've been talking about getting something for Ruben so that when he approaches people at the park, they, you know, he's got a little more than his hat on, letting people know that he's an employee of the township, and he's asking them, letting them know they need to leave the park because it closes at dusk. But if we, you know, I felt like it would be a good idea. I would like to have one for when I go to conferences, seminars, workshops, or whatever. I'd probably buy a couple of them so that when we go to things like that, we can wear, you know, our township logo on it. That was my thought. I guess my thought now, after going back and looking at it, I think the embroidery definitely is going to be, you know, less cost to the township, because what I'm looking at and requesting, I guess, is that we pick up the cost of the digitized logo, which is $30, and then let individuals and also pick up the cost of a shirt for Ruben.
Or Ruben and John.
Well, you know, with John, I'm not sure.
Ruben, anyway.
Yeah, Ruben, definitely. With John, because, you know, the nature of his work, I mean, he's wearing shirts, he gets dirty and everything, I don't know. I suppose we could get some t-shirts done for him, but mainly I was looking at Ruben, and then, so that would cost, you know, the cost of a shirt for Ruben, and then the digitized logo at $30. And then I would look at the rest of us buying a shirt out of our own pocket, paying for the shirt and the embroidery.
So then why don't you next month come with a quote for that $30 in whatever shirt that you choose for Ruben, and then we will just go in for it or not.
I just soon not put it off another month.
Well, we don't have what shirt you want to get.
Well, what we're doing is trying to get the embroidery.
The shirt, well, the shirt that I think would work well for him would be that $20. It's a polo collar shirt. It's not all cotton. It's I forget the fabric. I've got a note with my catalogs in there.
Polyester. Lester or something.
Yes, yeah.
Or even can we say it's not to exceed $20? I mean, are we gonna write the motion?
70s.
The whole thing is $50, $30 for a street, for the embroidery tape, and $20 for a shirt.
If it does in fact cost $20, but it might be more. And Ruben is almost done for the season anyway.
Yeah, he is almost done for the
I mean, you'd
season.
rather do it right and then maybe show it to him and see if this is what he would like.
Well, I don't have a problem with that, and, you know, maybe I should talk to him, maybe he'd rather have a sweatshirt or something like that if we're out there.
Or a vest or something.
Let's get the
embroidery.
embroidery on the line with $30.
That's what I say too.
All right, so then
I'll make a motion.
do you want to come back then and address another cost for something for Ruben at a future date?
Whatever he chooses, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we're making a motion, Tom.
To spend $30 for the tape to do the embroidery.
What was it called, digitized?
The digitized embroidery, yeah,
With the Tyler Township logo.
right.
Who's making
I
the
second.
Tom Machinsky made the motion, and Dale seconded.
And the name of this is Sports Inc.
Sports Inc. out in Parkville,
At a cost of $30.
$30. Any other discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Under new business, we have to consider approval of a recommendation from Vernon and Flower Insurance Group to add a second signer to the Father Township John Hancock pension plan. Right now, Sure is the only signer on that. And we need a second signer in the event, like if Sure wanted to withdraw something or whatever.
And it always has been the township supervisor, but since Jim has been gone, we have not added Terry's name to that.
So for clarity,
Yeah.
Oh, add it back on.
All right, is that your motion?
Yes.
And I'll second it.
Motion by Williams, second by Scarrett, to add supervisor's signature as a second signer to the Fire Township County. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item B, consideration of approval of request from Manistee Recreation Association for financial support in the amount of $10,405 for a one-year contract period of April 1st, 2013 through March 31st, 2014. And you have in your packet a copy of that, fairly extensively done by Vicki Sheffield.
The nicest report we ever got from them.
Got it. She's done a really good job of detailing all of the activities and the number of participants that we have from Father Township, totaling that, and then also giving names and addresses of those participants that are taking advantage of their programs. I noticed that our total participation is down just a little bit this year over last year, but there were, some individual activities where there were substantial increases in our participation and some where there was some decreases. But it looks like we have quite a few township residents taking advantage of the programs that are offered by the MRA.
I'll make a
I
motion.
noticed one of the addresses as North Amber Road, we don't have a North Amber Road, but that's the same thing with the other.
Yeah,
Let it go, forget it.
Yeah.
If it's only one or
Those kind of
two,
numbers, yeah.
if it's only one or two, they get them mixed up. And, I'm sure that this stuff goes from Father Evans.
And I'm wondering on that one, John, too. I know on the swimming one, we had one where it was a person who's a resident of Grant Township, but they have a business in Filer Township. And they're signing in as a user of the road. And I'm wondering if that's what the
But
situation
that
is
would
here.
be because being in Anniston area public school system, some Grant Township people are.
98% of
Yeah.
the people are from the township, so.
There's no increase on that. There's a Target, there's better be.
Pardon me?
I said, there better be a Target on
There is.
there. There it is.
They're at the end of the list.
Yeah. Alan's always said that to me.
Is someone
My wife would
I'm
have been
starting
very
to
almost
make a motion that we go ahead and approve this.
Second.
Okay, motion by Spira, second by Williams to approve the request from the MRA for financial support in the amount of $10,405 for a one-year contract from April 1st through March 31st. Any other discussion, questions? Shirley, we call roll?
Sierra,
Yes.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Wong, yes, Kuzinski,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes,
Williams.
Yes.
we'll be good this year.
Huh?
I'll be good this year.
And the last item of business is consideration of approval to draft a letter from the township to MDOT expressing our opposition to the opening of US 31 to our ORVs on its own initiative within Filer Township up until January 1st of 2015. And you have a copy of a newspaper article that speaks to that. And if that were to go through, my understanding is we could see ORVs on the 31 corridor running through the township. And,
See a lot of them parked by the bar this year.
yeah, and I don't think that's something we want to see happen.
Terry,
I mean, that's my personal feeling. I don't know about the rest of you.
just the other day I saw two of them go by my house on the road, in the road. They were licensed by the state of Michigan. Golf carts are being licensed by the state of Michigan. All your 4-seat or 2-seat that they're making the new ones side by side, they can get licensed. You're not gonna stop it. The off-road bikes, if they put directional lights on them and headlights on them, they can get licensed, they go down that road. And all we're doing is sending a letter. What my feelings are, let it go. I think the county will administer whatever they need, the sheriff's department or the state police. I don't think you'll have them going up and down 31.
You don't think so?
You know,
What about snowmobiles in the winter?
Boy, this isn't snowmobiles.
Pardon me?
This isn't snowmobiles.
Oh, this doesn't address snowmobiles?
No.
Okay.
In South Dakota, when they kill it, they're all legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone I talked with was talking about snowmobile, but that's not addressed here.
Here's what we decided.
I just think that, you know, I think the county will step in before we have to.
I think a letter would hurt. I mean, that's all we can,
Well, we can't do more than that.
arsenal here anyway.
And this was just a recommendation from the township attorney that we might consider drafting a letter. I guess if I was confident the county and the sheriff's department would be addressing that, I'd be fine with that.
I'm sure the road commission and the county sheriff have been discussing it. And I don't see where 31 is involved anyhow. I think your side road's more than 31. You know, this whole thing to me is blowing up into 31 and not the other roads.
Well, how about if I get in touch with road commission and county sheriff's department and ask them what kind of, actions they
Tell
want
them
to
back
take
to
on their
the-
road.
well, how about going to one of them township meetings, Terry? The county-wide township meeting.
Oh, well,
I'm
that's
sure it'll be a topic.
address it there
I'm
too,
sure
yeah.
it will be a topic here.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people out there, I'm wondering if they want it.
Actually, that,
When is that next meeting?
it's the fourth Wednesday every month, most every month. And I don't know where it's held, it's in October.
They said it's an invitation or what?
Yeah, we did.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I had planned on going to the last one, and that's when I ended up with my dad in the hospital with pneumonia, and I didn't make it back in time to get to that meeting. I planned on going. The fourth Wednesday would be the 23rd of October.
Do you know where it is?
No, I didn't get any meetings yet from the last meeting, so I can call Nipper and find out where it's at.
Terry, I know of 5 golf carts that are street legal, you can go on any street in Manistee.
Yeah, I've been seeing those.
So you're not gonna stop it, if somebody wants to go.
But at least those aren't very noisy though, at least either.
Well,
I don't know why.
So we have a noise ordinance, you know.
Okay. I will talk with Sheriff's Department and the Road Commission about that, and talk to Nipper about putting it on the agenda for the next MTA countywide meeting. Okay?
What did you just say?
Concerning the ORVs
Oh,
issue, I'm going to talk to Nipper about putting it on the agenda for the next MTA countywide meeting, and also talk.
by the way, never ain't feeling good.
No, I saw him at the football game Friday night.
I seen him
I
yesterday.
heard him at the football game Friday night. You seem to be.
I saw him yesterday, we're having ticker problems.
Oh, okay, yeah, he has been for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Public comment?
On
Anything?
that trailer business, I was wondering, if you've ever totaled up what this costs as compared to the people buying biodegradable leaf bags and putting them under the curb and the township just picking them up? Or can the leaf be taken in with the trash?
I don't know that that's been explored, Betty, and I don't know if people would pick it up on the trash. I know we do have some residents, because I've run into them here when I've been dumping these, that buy those disposable bags from the city. And I'm not sure, someone told me once that they even take them and dump them at the city.
Yeah, I followed the city truck today coming up Maple, and he was rolling the leaf bags up on the truck. And I thought maybe that's as cheap or not more expensive than the trailers out here.
Yeah.
We looked at that before.
Have we?
I thought we had,
Yeah.
nothing ever came.
And it just never materialized.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna add that to my notes then to look at.
Which would be nice to get rid of all this.
What's that?
Well, you're right, we have.
Had it packed, and then have a certain day to pick them up. I know we looked at it before, and I don't know why they were.
Well, at the time, we just tabled it, I
I mean, that would put the cost on the individual residents, probably more so, but it may not be that costly either. And,
Oh, they not even have to do that. So they just be absorbed by our trash pickup.
yeah. Okay, I will look into that.
Because we, we negotiated the one big item, and we talked to them and had a couple of, leaf fund.
I don't have any leaves, so it doesn't affect me. We compost the few we have.
Anything else? Public comment? Okay, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Kuzic,